right now. I'm not in the right financial state to be having kids. There's a lot at stake. I'm still in school. I can't have a baby now. Like, what am I gonna do with a child? What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you subscribe and join my beautiful family. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for continuing to show your love and your support. I really do appreciate it. I went ahead onto my Instagram and asked you guys if you would like to see mom-related content, and a lot of you said yes. Then I went ahead and asked you what kind of content would you like to see. And let me say, I saw this one coming, okay? A lot of you asked why didn't I share my pregnancy journey and my birth story with you guys, and that is basically what you wanted to see, or what you want to see rather. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my birth story and my pregnancy journey, and give you a lowdown on what happened, because I really didn't share all of that, okay? So if you're just as excited, go grab a coffee or your tea or your wine, whatever it is that you want to sip on, child, because it's going to be one hell of a story. So if you're just as excited, do keep on watching, and let's get into the story time. Alright, so let's start with my pregnancy. So you know the drill. When you become pregnant, you miss your period, you start feeling nauseous and stuff like that. So that's exactly what happened to me. One day I just woke up feeling nauseous, but funny enough, I never vomited in any day of my pregnancy. Like, I never vomited. I never. The nausea was there, the feeling of vomiting was there, but I never really got to vomit. And then I missed my period. So I told myself, it's just because normally with me, when I become stressed, I miss my period. I remember during that time when I conceived, I was under a lot of stress because I wasn't doing well with my studies. My personal life wasn't doing well as well. My relationship was getting raggedy. So a lot was happening at that time. So I didn't pay attention to my period. Therefore, I missed it, and I didn't notice that I missed it. Funny, right? Then we got to August. In August, I was like, actually, I haven't gone to my period, and it's the new month. And then I was like, what could be possibly wrong? And then when I went to the clinic one day, I asked my nurse if it is normal for someone to miss a period when they are stressed, and she said yes, but she would recommend that I take a pregnancy test just in case. I said no, I don't think it's that. I just think it's either my birth control or it's just me being stressed. Then I think a few weeks later, I was like, you know what, take the pregnancy test. And then I bought a home pregnancy test, took it, and then I found out that girl was pregnant. Okay, fine. I got shocked, and all of a sudden my mind started shooting. I was like, I was thinking about a lot of things, like I can't have a baby right now. There's a lot at stake. I'm not in the right financial state to be having kids. I'm still in school, all of that stuff. So that's what happened. Okay, fine. Went about my life, but I was still stressed. And then I was like, I need to confirm that I'm really pregnant, because I can't just rely on a home pregnancy test to give me accurate results. So in September, late September, I went to the doctor, and then I did the pregnancy test, and she said, yeah, you are pregnant, indeed, you are pregnant. I cried. I remember crying so much. I was like, I can't have a baby now. Like, what am I gonna do with a child? And then I asked her if it's possible to have an abortion, and she said, no, you can't have an abortion because your pregnancy has already advanced. And I'm like, can't you make an exception? And she's like, no, we can't. We have to do things by the book, so you can't do an abortion. Went home, got stressed, wondering how am I going to tell everyone, my family, my boyfriend at that time, that I am pregnant. I think I went through shock for the longest time, and I wasn't happy with a lot of aspects of my life. So to me, I felt like telling everyone that I'm pregnant is just going to add problems on top of the problems that we had, as a family, and I was like, I can't have this baby now, you know. No one knew. And then a couple of weeks later, my grandmother visited us in our house. I think she came for the weekend. I was cleaning my room, and then she came into my room and sat down on my bed. I'm like, what does that want? I'm kidding. And she was like, can you sit down? I was like, okay. I sat down and I was like, what's up? And she's like, have you gotten your period the last month? And I was like, yes. Why are you asking? And she's like, no, I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. I'm like, you can't just wonder. You know, you have to have seen something. And she's like, okay, you look different. I was like, different how? She's like, you're glowing. You know the regular things that these women would be saying. And she's like, you look different, man. You look glowing. You glowing. You just look different. Cause that woman knows me. I tell you, I lived with that woman my entire life, so she knows me. And actually, my mom's the one who asked her to ask me if I'm pregnant, and I denied everything. I was like, no, you're imagining things. I'm not pregnant. But deep down, I was so scared. I even felt cold when she asked me. Okay, fine. I said no, and she's like, okay, if you say so, then I believe you. And then I got scared. I was like, and then I considered doing backstage abortion. But I never really got to do it. It was in my mind, but I never really got to do it, and I'm glad that I didn't, because otherwise I would have put my life in danger. So yeah, I didn't go through with it. I just spent my entire pregnancy just being depressed and not doing anything. I was always in my room, locking myself in my room, and just forcing myself to go to sleep, just so that I don't go back to my depressive state. You know, so I was always locked up in my room. My mom would say, just get out of the room, you look pretty, just bath and just take a shower, look pretty, and just go out. I was like, I don't feel like it, because I felt big. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't wear something nice. I just couldn't be nice. Even if I was forced to maybe dress up, or maybe we had to go somewhere, and now I have to get prepared and look pretty. I didn't feel pretty, because I wasn't in a good mindset at that time. So I was always cooped up in my room. I was like, I just can't wait to get this baby out of me, because I hate looking like this. To be honest with you, I don't even have any pictures of myself while I was pregnant. I never took pictures. I never did. That goes to show you how bad was it, you know. So sometimes I wish I documented the whole thing, but I was like, there's no need. There is no need. And I never saw myself being at this point in my life where I had a child, and I actually accept my child and love her the way I do now. So that was that. And then moving on to the birth story. Lord, give me strength. So I gave birth on Monday, the 23rd of March. But before that, on Sunday, I woke up feeling a bit sick. But I told myself it's just one of those days where I have contractions that are mild to below mild, actually. So it was something bearable. It wasn't like excruciating pain. So I felt something, and I was like, just one of those days. So I continued about my day for the rest of the Sunday, and actually I was very energetic. Quite the contrary, I know. I was very energetic. I remember I was cleaning the house, I was cooking, I was doing all of these things, and then I felt tired, and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up later that evening, watched some movies, and then eventually I went to sleep. So on Monday, was it Monday morning? Yes, it was on Monday morning at around 5, I think. That's when I woke up feeling like I wanted to do number 2 in the toilet, child. I felt like I had a stomach bug, and it was very painful. Like, it was, you know how it is when you like get food poisoning, and then you feel like you just want to go to the toilet real quick, you know. And stomach gets loose. That's what happened to me. And then I went to the toilet, did my own thing, child, and then I went ahead and slept, because then I felt better. Then around 7-ish. My mom was up, my dad was up, and then those pains started coming back again. So I went to the toilet for the second time. So here's what happened. Um, when I got out, because I was wearing it down with my pajamas on. So when I got out of the bathroom, I forgot to cover myself with my gown. So then my mom looked at me in a weird way. Like she looked at me as if she was suspicious of something. And then I quickly went to my bed and then I slept. During the day, that's when the contractions started pounding on me. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's when I started feeling the contractions. It was starting to get painful. And my mom was like, "What's up?" And I'm like, I'm on my period. Because she knows when I'm on my period, I get really sick. That first day, I don't want to do anything. So I was like, I'm on my period. And she was going to work. She was doing her night shift on that Monday. So I was on bed the whole day. And yeah, I didn't do much. I just kept feeling those pains. So they would last for like a minute, and then they would stop, and then they would start again maybe after 5 minutes, and then they would last a minute. So that kept happening over and over again. But I didn't like. I think I have a pain tolerance. So I didn't do anything. Like I didn't tell my mom that I'm feeling pain. I just said to her, "It's just my period. Okay, I'll be fine. I'll be fine." And then she insisted that I take painkillers. I took the painkillers because I had to keep up with the life. And then eventually she prepared to go to work and then she left. And then I think around 6, that's when my temperature was starting to go up. I was starting to sweat. You know, I didn't even take a bath. Goodness gracious. I didn't even take a bath. But yeah, I started feeling those pains. They were starting to like, and then I told my sister, like, "What's that?" And she's like, "He's in the living room, he's watching TV." I was like, "Please tell Dad that I need to go to the hospital right now." And like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Tell Dad I need to go to the hospital right now." She went ahead and told him. And then Dad came into my room and was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh no, there's something happening in my stomach. I don't know what it is." So he got out for a couple of minutes, and then I ran to the bathroom, and then my water broke when I was in the bathroom. Ciao. Let me tell you, when my water broke, that's when I couldn't take any more of the pain. I just couldn't. I told myself that I would enjoy a little bit longer, but it couldn't happen. I couldn't take it anymore, and I was like, "Guys, get me to the hospital now," because I felt the baby sliding down now. Like as soon as the water broke, she was starting to slide down. I was like, "You either have to get yourself to the hospital or you're gonna give birth in this house." Ah, then I screamed. I screamed. I screamed. I was like, "I'm dying." Now at that point, my sweat was dripping. I was wet with sweat. I was dripping, and I think that's what made them like rush me to the hospital, because now I was ew, it was bad. It was bad. I was lying down at that point. I was lying down on the floor in my bedroom, and they tried lifting me up. I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up. I think the thing though that made me eventually get up was the fact that the baby was starting to slide down now. Then I was like, in my mind, I was like, "Girl, you gotta get up. You really have to get up and go and get in the car." So eventually I managed to get up. I don't know how. And then they took me to the car. My dad drove to the hospital. Like he drove so fast. I didn't even see the way there. So I got onto the wheelchair, and then we went to the emergency room. And then as soon as I got there, the nurse there asked, "What's going on? What's the problem?" And she's like, my dad is like, "She's saying she has abdominal pains." I don't know what the heck is going on. The nurse just gave me one look, child. She's like, "Get onto the bed." Uh, I was in pain. Like I was saying, I was in pain so much that I couldn't get up. That they had to like take me to the emergency room with the wheelchair. But I tell you, as soon as that woman said, you need to get up, because at that point I could feel the head now, like I could feel the head. She's like, you need to get up and get onto the bed. I quickly jumped on, I got off the wheelchair and jumped onto the bed. Like in a second, I was on the bed. And as they were trying to like prep me, because she already saw that I was pregnant that day, like she saw, she didn't say it. And I could see the nurses who were surrounding me, they were kind of shouting at me for not saying it in time so that I could get in hospital in time. So I could feel, I could see that they were shouting at me, but I couldn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden they placed the baby on my chest. And after they did that, that's when I could hear what's going on. And then I remember, I don't know what happened. I don't know where my dad went, but my sister told me that he went out and called my mom. And a couple of minutes later, my mom and my grandmother came to um, the room that I was sleeping in. My mom, guys, my mom is something else. She came into the room. I expected everyone to be angry, to be honest, because I was ready to cry. Like, I was ready to cry. They got into the room and my mom was smiling. She was even talking friendly with the nurses, and she was like, is it a boy or is it a girl? She didn't even say hi. She was like, is it a boy or is it a girl? I'm like, it's like, did they check you? Are you okay? Is everything fine? It's like, yeah, they said everything is fine. They did all the necessary tests. So I seem pretty fine. And my grandmother was shocked. She was like, I don't know how you survived this. They stayed with me for a couple of minutes. I think for like an hour, because we were now chatting. My sister was head over heels. She was so excited. After that, I think I went through postpartum depression again. I was crying every single day and stuff like that. You know, it took me a while to accept that I had a child. I would get frustrated when she was crying. I would cry alone at night when she doesn't want to, because child, I stayed up for almost a year, every single day, not sleeping on time, not sleeping at all sometimes, because she would sleep for like 10 minutes and then she's up. So I had a restless baby. But now it's not really a problem and she sleeps quite a lot and she's a happy baby. I'm glad that I gave birth to a healthy baby girl who is absolutely amazing. Like, I couldn't have asked for any other character of a child who has any other character besides, like, she's funny, she's always happy, she's always laughing, she's always singing and dancing. All I'm grateful for is a healthy baby. Actually, at the hospital, I did not have a name for the child. Actually, my mom asked me if I have a name for her, and I'm like, I don't. I couldn't think of a name. And then at night at the hospital, while I was crying my lungs out, silently crying, um, the name Letoto came to me. I think it just landed on me. That's when I named her Letoto. So for those who don't know, Letoto means treasure. My treasure. She is my treasure. And I think she embodies that name a lot, because she's valuable to me a lot. She motivates me to like be a better person every day. And ever since I had this child, honestly, like, I've changed in the sense that my perspective of life is very different now. There are things that don't matter to me anymore that used to matter then. So I changed a lot, and I'm very glad of what I've become. Cause I've learned to love myself. I've learned to consider myself first, of course, to make sure that I'm okay mentally, I'm okay emotionally, I'm okay in general, so that I can be able to take care of my child in the best way I can. And I'm very glad. I'm very glad that I came to that point. So yeah, that's my entire birth story. It was not glitz and glamorous. It was not at all. So I felt like I needed to share this story to you guys so that you can get a better clarity on what happened, because I get this question a lot. I get this question a lot. I hope you have learned something from this, and just know that if you ever fall pregnant, just tell someone. Don't go through this thing alone, because you really don't have to. You need someone by your side. So hopefully my story will encourage someone to do better than I did, you know, because I feel like if I share my mistakes with you, you will know what to do and what not to do. So yeah, that is my story. I hope this finds you well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and my little baby just to take cute pictures. And the links to our Instagram pages will be down below. And I'll see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye. Good night. Shut